Hey, Trust M podcasters, what is up? So, first and foremost, I want to apologize for the possibility that this could be terrible video quality. Devin set up all of my lights and camera for me to record this while he was at work about 3 days ago. And I've really just been avoiding it. And I think it's important for me to own that. And I just need to have a conversation that I avoid, especially on my platforms, getting into the deeper meanings of this for a couple of reasons. One, I'm never looking for anyone's sympathy or solutions. And I feel like it is sometimes just trained human response when someone talks about something hard with you that you immediately try to give them words to fix it. And I am very much one of those people where if I don't ask for help, I'm probably not looking for it. And sometimes I just need to be heard. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you just need to be heard. And I really wanted, but I felt like it was important for me to really have this conversation because I know I'm not the only one. And though my story will never look like anyone else's, because that's just life, right? It's important for me to be honest. And it's important for me to kind of say all the things I need to say out loud. So that's what we're doing today. So I'm sorry this isn't as bubbly as they usually are. Sorry, I'm the thirstiest human today. I actually don't have a mug for my podcasters. I have an Havana water bottle, one of my faves. But yeah, I just kind of want to be honest and open and kind of just tell this story. So I don't know. How do I start this? Okay, so let's give you the topic, right? Though you probably read it, I want to talk to you about my body struggles and my relationship with food and exercise and my struggle with that and where that's gotten me where I am today. So I think the only place to really start is the beginning. So I was a super, I feel like, blessed but regular kid. I had a nice family and 2 brothers and an amazing grandmother who for most of my childhood lived in the same house as us. And she was one of those people who just loved you through food. And she was amazing and caring and sweet. And she is one of the people I miss most in my life after she passed. But she very much did love you through food. And when I was young, my parents were building a business and my grandma not watched us a lot. My mom was home really, really often. My mom helped because my dad was off providing. And my grandma just loved you through cupcakes and cookies and bags of chips and grocery store runs. And that was my reality. So even from that age, I very much just related feeling good and celebrating. And I think it's in my Italian culture as well. They love you through food. So I related happiness and success to celebrating with food. Is what it is, right? Both of my brothers have always been very, very skinny and very, very cute. They're such little cutie pies. They really are. Even as grown men, I all the time people are like, "Oh my gosh, your brothers," and I'm like, "Ugh, that's my brother." But that's just my reality, and I grew up very, very envious of not as much the attention that they got, but really just the acceptance. I was bullied for years. I was bullied through elementary school and through high school, middle school and high school, to the point where I did not want to show up to my high school graduation. I felt like I had nobody there other than my family, really, who cared. And I very much spiraled into this self-hatred, stay as quiet as possible, you are unworthy headspace, which then took not only my emotional eating for positivity to also negative things too. I've spoke to other people who struggle with this, of course, and they very much related to the fact where like I used to hide food in my room so I could just binge it at night because I was just so unhappy, and it had nothing to do with my family and that aspect. In that aspect, I was very, very blessed, but I was just very, very unhappy, and kids at school were kids at school, right? And I just struggled. So I kind of carried that into adulthood. And it felt very much like every time I was on this path to try to take better control of my health and my wellness and my reality that came into, there was a stranger there to just like knock me down. And I don't think any of these times, and I can go up to as recently as last year, that I went through something like this and I started to felt like I was getting my groove and I was doing the things and I was showing up, I would just get like a punch in the gut, like strangers making fun of me at the gym. Or I remember last year I was training for this half marathon that I was like, I'm going to do this. I've never done this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to train. And I was running on a road in my hometown and I was just suffering. It was so hard and my body hurt and my lungs hurt and everything in me wanted to quit. But I kept going, nope, to the next tree. Nope, make it to the next tree. And I was going to get it done. And then all I heard, like I heard a car coming, but it was a public road. And I heard a laughter and I heard someone yell fat ass. And then all I remember is getting hit with the back of a like half full McDonald's cup. And they drove by and I stopped moving and my back was soaked. And I remember going home and looking in the mirror and there was a mark from where like the lid, what is my words? The lid like connected to the cup and hit my back. And it was just those kinds of things where I wasn't really strong enough yet to say like, no, it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter, that it crushed me and I gave up. And at the point where I was my second smallest weight ever, I was running track and trying to figure that out. But I even look back on those pictures and I remember looking at them. I feel like other women will be able to relate to this. And I promise this story does get better. It's not like totally depressing the whole time. But I remember looking at those pictures when I was taking them. I remember feeling like I was huge. And in reality, I look at them and I'm like, dang, I wish I still looked like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like women can totally relate to that. Women who have struggled with their weight at least, or their body perception, I should say. And then that was like during track and I was still struggling, but my second lowest weight ever, where I was really starting to like, I was at the gym every day and I wasn't skinny because I was starving myself. I was the appropriate size for, I feel like, my body and my perception because I was eating healthy and going to the gym 5 days a week and doing the things. And something horrible happened to me during that time frame. And it very much just, I don't even know what the words I'm looking for. It just confirmed all the awful negative things that I used to tell myself, that I was trying to convince myself weren't true, were confirmed in that moment. When that thing happened to me, I went, nope, that's what you deserve. This is what you get. You are unworthy. So it's always been this complicated thing for me. Which is why, unless you know me and my details, or at least I felt like if I showed up in this way as another person trying to talk about weight loss or exercise and trying to still figure it out, I was going to get bombarded by two things. I was going to get bombarded by people who were trying to give me unsolicited advice, whether it was meant heartfeltedly or not, who were trying to push their products on me and their shakes and their this and their that. And I want to make it clear, I don't have an opinion either way. I'm not a medical professional, whether those things work or don't work. I just know my body, and I know that I need to make the correct choices with food and exercise that I wasn't making previously to get me to this point. Because when I confirmed all of those horrible things, like I just said, and that bad thing happened, within a year, I ate myself 100 pounds heavier. I ate and I ate and I ate and I ate and I ate. And every time I did that and every time I got heavier, it was like a barrier to keep me from the things that were hurting me. And I've done the work in therapy. I've worked through that time, and I can own that and see that and look back on that and be in so much a better headspace now. But I also can see it for what it was. So I'm at this point now where I've done the work psychologically and emotionally, that it's just time for me to take steps in a different direction, for lack of a better phrase. I need to focus on fueling my body because I know that it makes me think clearer. It makes me less tired. I'm full of more energy, and I can show up better for my family and myself and my relationships and my business and my social media platforms and everything else in my life that I show up for. Fueling my body with actual nutritious food, I know it does that for me. I know it helps with my anxiety and my depression. I know when I'm eating family-sized bags of Doritos, I'm more likely to be depressed and not want to blah, 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 blah. Not be able to get out of bed. That was the words I was looking for. And that's a reality. There are not very long ago, I have days where I can't get out of bed. Dev cannot get me up, and I'm just in tears and I can't function. And while that is not entirely related to my food consumption, and while again, I am not a doctor, and if you are suffering from depression or anxiety, I recommend seeing a medical professional and seeing if medication is something that you need. In my personal case, my food consumption does affect that. I know that when I exercise, I have a clearer head. I know when I get up in the morning at the time the alarm goes off and throw on my shoes and go out and do some type of exercise for 30 minutes, my day runs smoother. I have more patience. I have more creativity. I can think more clearly. I know those things. So that's where I'm at with my health currently. And I have to tell you, for the last few months, I've really struggled with this idea of like wanting to do those things, but being afraid to lose the weight. Because for some insane reason in my head, I felt like it would affect my boutique business and it would affect my following. That I wouldn't be able to show up and say, hey, I'm a size 18-20. And I know that's weird. And I know that's crazy. On some level, it might not be crazy. I may lose some people shopping because I am no longer the relatable size that they needed. I have a lot of customers who shop here because my body is similar to theirs. And while there is nothing wrong with my body, at the same point, I need to be happy emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, and physically. I want to be able to look down and see my feet. That's important to me. I don't know why, but it is. And it's so sticky because I can look around at so many women and see beauty and wait does not determine that for me, because I've been all across the realm of sizes. And I mean that genuinely. And I feel like anyone who doesn't know my heart hears that and thinks, oh, she's full of it, which I guess is what it is, right? But at the same point, it's true, because I can see someone killing the game in a size 2022 and 24 and 1820 and 1012 and 000 and 24. And I don't put myself there. It's like I can see this beauty and then I view myself. And I need for some things in my life to change. And that starts with how I fuel and treat my body. If I'm being really, really honest, I want to be able to have a baby. I want that more than pretty much anything. And from a really, really young age, I was told that was not a reality for me. There's a lot of stuff internally that's not great. Even when I was a kid at this point. And I was told years ago that if I even wanted to consider that as a reality for me, the food that I consume and my weight played a role. I got to make a change. And I don't want it to be something negative anymore. I don't want it to be, you can't have this because you're fat, Emily. Go move your body so you can fit in a smaller size shirt. I don't want it to be that. And I'm not going to let it be that. I've lived that way for so many years. Even with my first business, I was able to love other people and other women regardless of their size and see their strengths and their beauty and their individuality and not love me. And I don't want to live like that anymore. So we're on this new journey. We're cooking more and we're trying to eat something veggie or fruit related with every meal. And we're doing Weight Watchers. And by we, I mean me. I don't know why I'm talking like that. I'm doing Weight Watchers again because that works well for me. And I'm exercising 30 minutes every day. And I'm just focusing on and fueling it as how I fuel and treat my body. And I know I said that a few times, but I say it to myself all day long. The choices I make are about how I fuel and treat my body on both sides of the spectrum. Y'all know I love pizza. So guess what? I ate fruits and I ate veggies and I ate incredible meals today that were super, super healthy so I could have pizza tonight. Because I still want to be the girl who gets to treat her body to pizza with Dev because we love pizza. So it's sticky and it's complicated and it comes with, as you can tell, my story from the beginning, it comes with lots of baggage. So I just really wanted to put that out there. So if you notice some things on my social media platforms, or you hear me say something and you're like, I didn't know she was dieting. I'm not dieting. I'm hoping that this frame of mind, this exercise path, this eating preferences are going to become the regular me. I'm hoping that I can get to a comfortable weight where I'm really, really comfortable with where I'm at, and also maybe have a kid because I would really love that. And so would Dev. So I just wanted to say that's my story and that's where I'm at. And yeah, that's kind of it. And I'm just hoping that if you're listening to this on any realm of spectrum, whether it is losing weight, whether it's gaining weight, which I have a lot of shoppers who that's a hard thing. you struggle, you eat and eat and eat, and your metabolism is just not working for you and you can't get above a certain weight. I know that's real, and I see you and I hear you. And I need y'all to know that. No matter what it is, no matter who you are, we all have a story. And I don't want you to compare yours to mine or anyone else's. I want you to know that you're heard and you're respected. And whatever makes you happy and brings you joy and fills your cup, I'm here to support. And I hope I can get the same from the people around me. And I just wanted to really let you know where I've been and where this journey is taking me. And I hope it keeps bringing me all the joy and happiness. And I hope it brings you all kinds of joy and happiness, no matter where your journey takes you. All right, y'all. I appreciate you and your gorgeous faces. Thank you for listening if you've gotten this far. And I'll see you guys next week.